Good afternoon, Ospreys. You're watching Nest News live from the Student Union. I'm Kaylee Snyder. Coming up on today's show, issues with academic advising, student government constitution revisions, Florida Senate passes a bill that defines anti-Semitism, the weather, and a sports update. Stay tuned and enjoy the show. UNF student government approved some revisions to their constitution last week, but for these changes to actually be added to the constitution, they must get majority approval from the student body and the election. The revisions were written by the Constitutional Convention and approved by the Senate at last Friday's meeting. The full document can be found on the front page of unfspinnaker.com with all changes outlined. The document says these revisions were made to comply with SG laws, make necessary changes and updates the language of the Constitution, make it broader and more fluid, and ensure it is in line with UNF's long-term plan to expand. Some of the changes include renaming the Student Alliance for Inclusion and Diversity to representatives of external on-campus student organizations, and adding some clarification on when the 40 senators are elected, specifically 20 in the fall midterm elections and 20 in the spring general elections. Students can vote on these revisions along with the new student body president and different Senate candidates in spring 2024 elections on March 12th and March 13th. Several UNF students have been having trouble with their advisors lately, and many of them said they're not receiving the help they need when it's time to register for classes. The most common complaint was the student's assigned advisor being switched multiple times throughout their time at UNF, and the lack of help from advisors in putting together a schedule that follows their degree path. Problems with the course registration can lead to problems with financial aid, graduation applications, and transcripts. Some students say their advisors have been helpful and have had no problem navigating the course registration process. Others say it's inconsistent and completely depends on which advisor you're assigned and which college you're in. Kelly Whittle, the Senior Director of Student Success Initiatives, said she wants to partner with students and help them meet their goals so they can graduate on time. And Erin Richmond, the Associate VP of SSI, said her team is working to create a more user-friendly interface in My Nest, which can be found in My Wings, where students can interact with their advisors and other academic support services on campus. On Wednesday, the Florida Senate unanimously approved a bill to legally define anti-Semitism. The bill defines the term anti-Semitism as a certain perception of Jewish individuals, which may be expressed as hatred towards such individuals. Rhetorical and physical manifestations of anti-Semitism are directed towards Jewish and non-Jewish individuals and their property and toward Jewish community institutions and religious facilities. This comes as Florida has seen an increase in anti-Semitic incidents across the state the past few years. Just in Jacksonville, there have been anti-Semitic graffiti in bathrooms on campus last month and anti-Semitic projections on the Jaguar Stadium in 2022. This bill's sponsor, Democratic Senator Lori Berman, told the Associated Press that this bill is one method to combat anti-Semitism. Defining it and codifying it makes a clear statement that we are all going to identify, confront, and call out anti-Semitism. Berman said the bill wouldn't infringe on free speech or the right to criticize Israel in Florida, but it would empower law enforcement to prosecute hate crimes. The Florida House passed a similar bill earlier this session. The bill will return to the House to address some minor changes before it's sent to Governor Ron DeSantis' desk for him to sign or veto. And now to Annette with your weather update.
Good afternoon, Ospreys, and welcome back to your weekly forecast, and happy first day of March. Today, we can expect occasional showers paired with a slight humidity. We'll have an average high temperature of 74 degrees and an average low temperature of 60 degrees. Now, looking into the geocolor, we can see storm patterns shift over to Jacksonville from the west, and this stormy weather will carry on into the weekend and throughout next week. Now, speaking of next week, tomorrow we will have scattered thunderstorms and continuing showers on Sunday. Monday through Thursday, there will be continuing showers with a steady temperature rising to 77 degrees, and our weekly lows shouldn't dip below 60 degrees. Wednesday, we'll see a 70% chance of rain, but by Thursday, we should only have early AM showers. This week's downpour will cause an increase in humidity, which will contribute to warmer temperatures, so maybe the groundhog was right about spring coming early. But other than that, that's the weekly forecast for today, Ospreys. And I know that this weekend and next week is going to be rainy, but think of it as a reason to stay inside and watch Netflix while you're procrastinating study for your midterms. I wish everyone the best of luck this midterm season, and now back to our studio for our Nest News.
Thanks, Annette. Now we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back.
This is Tikka Bowl and Tacos, an Indian and Mexican fusion restaurant located at Tapestry Park in St. John's, Jacksonville.
They have a cozy atmosphere, friendly staff, and a diverse menu that will satisfy all appetites.
Their menu blends creativity and tradition with plates like paneer biryani, tikka masala wings, burritos, bowls, and naan churros.
So come with your friends and enjoy at Tikka Bowls and Tacos in Tapestry Park.
Hey there, Ospreys. The new digital magazine is out right now. This DEI edition magazine is covering the recent DEI ban on college campuses passed by the Florida Board of Education. Check out this magazine to see how the ban affects our campus through programs phasing out and centers closing at unfspinnaker.com. Just click on the magazine tab and it'll be the first thing you see. Also, don't forget to check out our socials at UNF-Spinnaker on all platforms for more updates.
Do you want a live shout out in the middle of the student union? Spinnaker Radio creates content on all of our platforms like Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and Snapchat. We'll put out a poll on one of our platforms and all you have to do is answer. Our top commenter will get a shout out live on 95.5 FM WSKR Jacksonville Spinnaker Radio, which plays in the student union every day. We'll play that shout out at different times throughout the day all week long. So if you want the shout out, answer our polls. And be sure to tune in on 95.5 FM WSKR Jacksonville Spinnaker Radio, dedicated to diversity.
And now to Angel for your sports update.
Is up, Ospreys. Here's your sports update for the week. There's a little bit to cover, so let's get into it. Women's basketball played against the Kennesaw State Owls for senior night last Saturday here at the UNF Arena. The game was back and forth for the majority of the game, even pushing the game into double overtime. The Ospreys found a way to outscore the Owls, winning the game 91-84. Softball played against both Harvard and the Iowa Hawkeyes last Sunday. Both games were close ones, but good defense and late runs from the Ospreys led to them winning both games. The scores for both games were 3-1 against Harvard and 6-1 against Iowa. Baseball played against Yale last Sunday in an easy victory for the Ospreys. The score was 3-1, with the Ospreys scoring all three of their runs in the bottom of the second inning. They then held the Bulldogs scoreless until the 8th inning, where one run was scored. However, strikeouts and pop flies ended the 9th inning with the Ospreys up, completing the clean sweep on Yale. Beach volleyball are holding their first tournament at home this weekend, which started earlier today. They started this morning against the Mercer Bears at 11, where the Ospreys took an early 2-0 lead. The Ospreys proceeded to almost clean sweep the Bears, only losing one set to them. But the final game pushed with the Ospreys on top, winning 5-0. And now we're going to go on a field trip to the arena to talk more about the men's basketball game. And now we're here where the other night men's basketball played against the FGCU Eagles in UNF's whiteout game, where in the very beginning, the Ospreys and the Eagles were very tightly matched. The Eagles were draining 3 after 3 while the Ospreys had no answer for them. The Eagles ended up at half by 8 points, leading 39-31. In the second half, the Ospreys' defense kept leaving holes that the Eagles were finding to shoot more threes, extending their lead. The Ospreys started trying to match their scoring ability, but kept missing shots. This led to the Eagles having a 19-point lead to win 79-60, keeping the Eagles' playoff chances alive. It was a disappointing whiteout game for fans, but hopefully the Ospreys set it straight in their home match tonight against Stetson at 7 p.m. See you there, and back to the studio. Going on this weekend, starting off with tonight, baseball is playing against Dartmouth right now here at Harmon Stadium. Beach volleyball is competing against the FGCU Eagles at 3:30 at the Coop. And women's soccer has their first spring scrimmage here at Hodges Stadium against Stetson for 6. As for this weekend, baseball plays Dartmouth both tomorrow night and Sunday morning. And finally, beach volleyball's River City Rumble is at 3:30 p.m. tomorrow. That's all I have for you today, Ospreys. See you next week for your sports update. Swoop!
That's all we have for you today, Ospreys. Remember, consider donating to support student media at UNF through the link in the description below. For all things Spinnaker, check out our website at unfspinnaker.com. Also, make sure to follow us on our Instagram at UNFSpinnaker and check out the rest of our YouTube for more content. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Kaylee Snyder. We'll see you next week on Spinnaker's Nest News.